footnotes where I got them, because, you know, you got to come correct with the numbers, right? They don't lie. And then he said, okay, so I credit the numbers. Look, he said, again, a courageous, middle-aged white man in a far less sophisticated audience. He said, well, the reason the numbers are so low, the reason the racial wealth gap is so low for black families is because it's a reflection of their personal failures. I told you he was courageous. Black folks tend to be underemployed, and when black people work, they tend to be prodigal with their finances. But he wasn't done. Then Judith Brown Diana said, he said, and the third point is, he said, I'm a white man, clearly. He said, and I don't have a net wealth of $322,000. Now here's the thing, because you all are enlightened, I couldn't resist saying, you know, that, my friend, that is a personal failure, right? Because the reality is, in New Jersey, listen, Mark made the point, New Jersey, like New York, it gets sort of this veneer of progressivism. People think about the histories of those states as if they were always beacons for democracy. Slavery was a southern phenomenon, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, you name a southern state, but in the North, Enlightenment. In fact, New Jersey as a colony incentivized slavery in this way. It gave each English white settling family 150 acres of land, and it gave those same families an additional 150 acres of land for each enslaved black person who worked on that land. That is where today's racial wealth gap was conceived of. It was birthed in slavery in New Jersey. Why does that matter, Ryan? Because there was a direct line from slavery. Then we had a thing called cottaging. Other places called it sharecropping. Then we had predatory lending practices, redlining, restrictive covenants. There's a direct line from slavery in New Jersey and the creation of the racial wealth gap to today. All that history matters to our hero back in my story, because if you divorce the history from the present day number around the reality around the numbers, all you're left with is a belief that there's something wrong with black folks. And so what I love about reparations, and I'm closing here, Mark, is that reparations holds us accountable for telling the truth. That Selma looks like Selma today because it was designed to look this way. And it is on us to tell the truth about that as point one. But then we need more capacity. We need more margin then to get to, so what do we need, not just as a part of a harm reduction strategy, not just to stop police from killing us in the streets, not just to stop folks from stealing our votes. What does it look like for us to win? And if we get honest, even enlightened people, when we think about that, it's a challenge, because our orientation is very often on the first part of the conversation. But Ryan, the pain is so real, it runs so deep, it's so historical, and I'm saying yes to all of that, but then the question for us here is, but what do we need to win? To repair the enduring harm from America's original sin, which took root everywhere in this country, including in New Jersey, which was regarded as the slave state of the North. Last thing I want to say, because I love what Black Voters Matter teaches us about doing uncomfortable things. So there are a lot, excluding the Congresswoman, a lot of politicians who come to this city for photo ops, Jaribu Hill. They do. They come here. They come here and they take a photo on the bridge under Edmund Pettis' name. And you find those photo ops on social media and year reports and campaign posters. But what you don't find is a corresponding plan to respond to the harm we see. And so that's on us. Real talk. President Biden will be here tomorrow morning. Let's just take it all the way there at Jaribu Hill. Ms. Kennedy as the president of the United States of America. There are some things he can control, there are other things he can't. He can't control what Congress does or doesn't do. He can expend his Reparations Council that will not just study